But the biggest takeaway I got from set from the hairstylist is to know your hair's porosity. She's like, as soon as a person knows their hair type, that information will help to accelerate your hair growth and really be able to retain that length. What's up, it's Hairlify. Welcome to my channel. So I'm in a little bit of a different setup. I'm currently based in New York and wanted to give you guys an update on my hair. And the sun keeps going up and down, so the lighting is going to keep changing. I apologize. So in the beginning of the month, I had a campaign with a huge beauty brand, which you guys will be able to see in July. I can't say anything about it yet, but they needed to cut my hair a little bit, especially because I had that one piece that was really short. So they kind of wanted to help even everything out. I will say I feel a lot better about my hair. It feels a lot thicker, a lot more healthier. I've never been on a set where the stylists cared so much about the health of my hair, but the biggest takeaway I got from set from the hairstylist is to know your hair's porosity. She's like, as soon as a person knows their hair type, they're able to do the research. That information will help to accelerate your hair growth and really be able to retain that length. She told me what my hair type was, some things that I need to start doing for my hair to see my length retention. And I want to share with you guys just in case you also have high porosity hair, so that way you maybe can start to incorporate some of these things into your hair care routine. Okay, so what is high porosity hair to begin with? So with high porosity hair, the strands have very open cuticles. So moisture and products is very easily able to enter into the strands, but just as easily as they're able to enter, they're also able to leave. So that's what causes a lot of the frizziness or dryness that high porosity hair experiences. Now, there are ways for yourself to test to see if your hair is high porosity, low porosity, or medium. I've tried a couple of these things, but I just still couldn't figure it out. I feel like the best method is to simply go to a hairstylist and ask them what your hair porosity is. Because actually when I tested my hair's porosity, I assumed that it was medium, but I was wrong. So in this video, I'm gonna touch on 4 main really important things that high porosity hair needs, and I'm gonna do a part 2. The first thing surprised me, but not really, but I'm like, this makes so much sense. So high porosity hair doesn't like a lot of heat, which is very interesting for me as a heat trained natural. I've been fortunate enough to be able to look through kind of my last 5-6 years documenting my hair and being able to tell like when my hair was the longest or the healthiest and kind of like what I was doing around that time frame. And I noticed that every time that I really saw length retention is when I left my hair alone. Not only does high porosity hair not want a lot of heat, it wants to be left alone in a protective style. So with high porosity hair, apparently it's a little bit more prone to being damaged with heat styling. So I love my heat styling, y'all, but I am going to really start to scale it back. I usually try to do my hair once every week and a half, once a week, but now I'm gonna try to focus on once every 2 weeks. Also learn with high porosity hair, if you have colored hair, do not mix it with constant heat styling. You're not really gonna see much of your length being retained, and it's gonna feel like your hair is never growing, but it's because the hair type simply just does not like both of those things together. So I would say if your goal is to be able to retain length, but you want your color, then maybe try to limit the heat styling to just a couple of times in the year. But the next thing is protective styling. I'll touch a little bit more on that. The protective style you choose really needs to minimize the manipulation you put on your strands as much as possible. That's why I think sew-ins work so good for me, because the bundles are literally covering my hair so well, and I'm not really getting much tension at all from it being sewn into my hair, because it's just like every few inches there is a like thread going through the braid. And my stylist who does my sew-ins, she doesn't do the braids too tight or sew in the hair too tight. So if you have high porosity hair and you have not tried a sew-in, I would highly recommend it. Just make sure you go to a person who actually cares about your hair underneath more than how they care about making the style look pretty for their Instagram posts. So the third thing I learned is that high porosity hair needs more frequent trims. Our hair is a lot more prone to breakage. I got my hair trimmed maybe 3 times in the past 6 months, and I will say it just feels so much more healthier than it used to feel, and it's able to absorb product, and how much my curls are being more defined after I finish washing my hair. And the last key point I'm going to talk about in this video is how important it is to seal your ends after you moisturize it. You can't just put moisturizer on your hair, you have to seal it with an oil or butter, which is something that I used to do way back in the day, and then I just got lazy. But I have reincorporated that back into my hair care routine. I've always used the Mizani Rose H2O cream. I ended up getting a different one this time by accident. I thought I ordered that one, but I got the Mizani Coconut Soufflé. I really like it. Put that on the ends of my hair, and I've been using the Camille Rose Cocoa Nibs and Honey Oil just to seal that on top. But because moisture is able to quickly come in and come out of the hair, you have to seal it so that way it stays in the hair. Stylist also told me to use Olaplex number 3, which is like a pre-poo treatment, which is something I used to use back in the day. So that is something I'm gonna get. She was like, that's really gonna help protecting my hair a little bit more with the constant heat styling that has been put on it. And they didn't ask me what kind of products I like for my hair or anything. They bought a whole array of different types of products. And after they washed my hair and examined it, they kind of figured out what products worked for my hair. And she used Mizani products and Olaplex products, and I was like, these are actually the products that I feel like works best for my hair. So they really knew what they were doing, and again, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had with my hair. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have high porosity hair or have any questions kind of in regards to it, I might be able to help. We'll see. But hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until the next one, ciao.